Hi, this is Christina with Hoopla.
Hey, I'm Megan from Southern Branding. And today we're super excited because we have our first supplier guest, our first guest ever um, on the show. So we're talking today with Brenda from LogoMark, who's one of our favorites and always takes care of us and has great insight. And the whole theme for this month is we're going to be talking with a different supplier about what's going on in the industry because you're hearing it from us. So also hearing it from our supplier side, and then also talking about what has inventory, which is always the question, and then also like what you can still get in time for holidays. We keep talking about this, and just want to keep on hammering that point home. So we're excited you're here, Brenda. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. Super excited.
Yeah, awesome. So you want to kind of dive into talking about some of your favorite items that still has availability in time for the holidays?
Yeah, well, hi everyone. I'm Brenda Cordes from LogoMark. I am a supplier and I work closely with Megan and Christina. They're amazing, always on time, everything, always on point. So love working with you guys all the time.
Thank you.
I've been in the industry for about 7 years. So I do have experience being with a distributor side, which is what Megan and Christina do for 4 years. And now I merged into being with a supplier for 3 years now with LogoMark. So just to give you a little background, but just to give you guys just basically just a heads up, and the main key factor that I want to bring up is you have to get your orders in on time. So I think everyone sees this across the industry. There's suppliers that are having stock issues, that are having production time issues. Luckily for LogoMark, we're good on inventory. We have a lot of items that we can offer for holiday items that you can still get on time for your clients by the end of the year, by the holiday times, during Christmas time, whatnot. The issue that we are having though is production time. So right now we are at 15 to 20 business days after everything's approved.
And Brenda, can you say so people understand, what are we normally when we're not having the production time issues? How long is production time so people can understand how much it's increased?
Yeah, so it's increased a lot because we used to be at least 5 to 10. Usually it would be closer to 5. And then for LogoMark, we were known for our 24-hour rush. So a lot of our items were under 24-hour rush. Well, unfortunately, because of everything that's going on, we had to reduce our 24-hour rush to only certain drinkware. So you guys do have that as to consider in case you guys, maybe you didn't send in the order on time, but you're willing to take a drinkware. We can do that as long as you send in the order. Everything's printed just one color, one location, no proofs. We can send it to you guys within 24-hour rush. So we do have that option, but it's not how it used to be, where it was 24-hour rush with most of our line.
Right.
So yeah, giving the timeline, I strongly suggest, just because obviously that's already 3 to 4 weeks. The orders need to get in. I would say before the end of October. That's probably going to be our cutoff time.
Well, so let's talk about that just a little bit too. So when you're saying 15 to 20 business days, because sometimes I think people get confused by this also. So 15 to 20 business days, that means you give us the order, the client gives us the order. We have to write that order up and submit the order. That order still has to get processed on your end and put it into your system. A proof still has to be created, and that takes a few days as well. So that's not counting the other 15 to 20 not weekends, business days.
Then you're looking at 5 days ground shipping. So you're really looking at 30 business days minimum at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
Almost a month before your clients ever get anything. So yeah, strongly encourage you guys to talk to Megan, talk to Christina to get those orders in. We don't want to cause any headaches. That's the reason we're coming in live now, and Christina and Megan are considering letting you guys know about this so we can avoid the headaches. We don't want to do that. The holidays, you don't want to deal with any sort of just complications about inconveniences or not meeting in-hand dates. So definitely consider that. I brought a few items to show you guys, just to give you a little thing that we do. This one is so if Megan and Christina remember, last year was crazy with blankets.
Yes.
Like
Everyone was sold out. Yeah.
they were sold out. It was insane. So the good thing is that so far it's going good with us with our blankets. So I did bring one of our Sherpa blankets.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
My husband saw it and he's like, "Can we keep it?" And I'm like, "I'm gonna ask for it." But and it's one of our big popular ones. We embroider on them. So embroidery right now for that one, I think it is going to be closer to the 20 days. So if you're looking for blankets just like last year, you need to get the order in, because embroidery obviously takes a long time. It's not as simple as a screen print. So that's definitely something to consider. Another thing that's been super popular with us is our cheese boards. So I know that you have seen these. So this is one of our popular ones that we have plenty of inventory in stock right now. Super cute. It comes with your fork, your cheese fork, and also your cheese knife. And then this is a really nice link that you can even take off to clean. Bamboo, very sturdy, very cute. Something simple, I think, for like a holiday gift. So we laser engrave it. So it's like a nice, it can be anywhere from a corporate gift or even, you know, a new employee gift, just because it's simple. It's not too, you know, bulky if we're shipping it. It's a little heavy, but this one's a good product.
Let's talk about drop shipping now that you brought shipping up. So how does that work? And
yeah, so drop shipping. So right now we do have a special where you guys can kit a lot of items. So when it comes to holiday gifts, I know a lot of customers like to send a lot in kitted items to directly to individual addresses. So we do have something where we can basically kit items inside a mailer box, and it comes with a tissue. It comes with a note card. So if you want to say like a thank you note card, that's a little something like a perk to have for your clients. And it also comes with like a sticker label outside the actual mailer box. So it's all full color. So it's just a little good setup, as opposed to just kitting everything together in a bag and sending it over to your client or whoever it might be. It's just a nice presentation, especially with the tissue boxes. It looks like an actual gift. So that's something really big to consider. And we definitely drop ship. We do the fulfillment. So it's easy for you guys. You guys just need to let us know where they're shipping to, how many of each quantity, and you guys will be set. So that's
what I love about that program. And Christina, we've talked about this before on the show, like the differences in terminology with drop shipping and freight, and then all the different packaging. So, you know, usually there's a fee to drop ship something because it's more expensive to do that. It's more labor intensive. It's more supplies. It's not just freight. So there's a drop ship fee in addition to the freight fee. But what y'all have done is created this great program for us to be able to offer that, and all of that is encompassed into one price with additional branding, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it's literally just a flat rate. So everything's all incorporated, as how Megan was saying. Usually when you drop ship, you do have those drop ship fees. On top of that, you have your shipping fees. So it gets a little bit costly. But the good thing about our drop ship program is that everything is included. It's a flat rate fee. You don't deal with the drop ship fees. It's just, we put everything in a box, we send it over to your clients, and it's all included in the price.
And that includes shipping.
And that includes the shipping. So the shipping is just like a flat rate. So sometimes when it's shipping, it depends on the weight of the item, and it might be costly, especially with us at LogoMark. We are in California. So if you're trying to pick something up to Idaho or to Arkansas, you know, it can be costly. But in this case, you can have like a blanket and this cheese board and a bottle, and it's all going to be a really flat it's not costly. So it's very straight up and it's flat, obviously, but it's not expensive as it would be. And we've tested out with other clients where they just don't want to do the packaging. And then when we show them the packaging, the dropship program, they're like, you know what, we're just going to do it. It works out. So
a couple questions. One is, what is that flat fee? And then two is, so all the items that, you know, are selected need to be from LogoMark.
They do, yes. So, well, They do. You can send us over. So say example, if you got another bottle from a different supplier, you can still send that to us and we can put it in the box. It's just that there is going to be an additional fee for that. But if you don't want to see an additional fees like insertion fees, because remember, that's something else too. If you're trying to kit something else, there's insertion fees per item.
Mhm.
So in case you wouldn't see that because it's all included in the price. So yeah, it would have to be a LogoMark item to do that. The flat rate fees, it depends on depends on what mailer box, because we have a small, a medium, and a large. So if you're only looking to maybe do a journal and a book, I'm sorry, a journal and like a drinkware, we can probably put that on the smaller box. So that has its own flat rate fee. And then of course, if you add more, it has more of a rate fee. To give you an idea, it wouldn't be more than $20 or
Okay.
for the flat rate fee. So that's a good bargain.
That's a
Mhm.
great bargain because that's the freight, the dropship fee, it's the box, it's a color sticker, it's a note card, and it's the tissue.
Tissue.
Yeah.
And then do you get tracking as well? Because I know some companies, some suppliers will have two different prices for, the all-inclusive shipping, one with tracking and one without tracking.
No. So you'll get the tracking. And then there is something that I forgot to mention. So if say your customer is out in, we'll say Arkansas, it's a 4-day transit from us. We
Mhm.
do have an option as a flat rate fee, as long as it's nothing like hazmat. We can't put any sanitizers, we can't put any power banks in it, because obviously those, they have to go ground. But if you're doing like a notebook or a tumbler, we can actually do a flat rate fee for a 2-day air to get to your customer, and it's still within no more than $20, regardless of the boxes.
Wow.
So that's definitely something to keep in mind, because again, yeah, the transit time might be long, but we do have one where you can ship it 2-day and it'll still might make that fee.
Can I ask you, is it through USPS or who? Because I know that there's been an announcement recently that USPS would be taking longer to do deliveries.
No, this is actually going to be through FedEx.
Great.
It'll be FedEx. And obviously if it's going 2-day, then it's more of a guarantee. I know towards the end of the year, and that's something that I'm not sure if your clients will know, but besides considering the production time, you have to consider the carrier time.
Mhm.
It's insane with the carriers, and we might ship it on time, but there might be some delays when it comes to FedEx or UPS. It might be where, I'm sure Megan knows Arkansas, there's a lot of weather issues down there by the south. So it could either, that could be an issue, or it could be because they're backed up, because there's so many things that are being shipped, and you need to consider that too.
Yeah.
So
Like the truck is just full. It gets there, it's full, can't take any more. What do you do? I mean, that's happening all over the place.
I was just going to say that has happened, whether it's the holidays last year or even the beginning of the year last year, so many instances. And that's why I always encourage my clients to try to not be last minute, so we can put a 5-day buffer on the in-hand date. So that way, if we do have any hiccups with shipping, we have planned for that.
Yeah, you're covered. So Brenda, will you talk a little bit about some of the different, some of the different brands that LogoMark carries that have a give back program with it, which I love. And we've talked about that before. We just did a show on that. And so I love some of the different brands that you carry with that. This one is, I'll show my favorite. This is my favorite.
Oh, Perkas. I love Perkas.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's actually, I'm glad you brought up that one, because that's my favorite. As soon as they told us about the give back program, it's called Shelter to Soldier. Sorry, Shelter to Soldier. Try saying that 5 times. That one is my favorite one, because that one, any of our line that's Perka, iCool, or Work. Perka is one of the mugs that, it's a mug that Megan showed. If you buy any of those, there's a certain portion that goes to that nonprofit organization. And what that organization is, it's basically they're saving 2 lives. So they get sheltered dogs, they train them, and they give them to a veteran that might be suffering through PTSD. Wow. So it's so touching. Like some of these videos, like I can't help to cry. Like it's moving to know that even if you're buying something like a mug, like a Perka mug, the way Megan showed it, some of that is going to go to that organization to keep it going, to save, who doesn't love dogs, to save our dogs, who doesn't love our military, to save a military. So that's a big give back. And Veterans Day is coming soon. So that's something to consider too. So
that's a great point.
Yeah, that's one. And then we have another one that's really great too. We carry the brand Solo New York. So that's a known brand. They have a recycle eco-friendly bags and I think it's like bags and carry-ons that you might be able to use, tote bags. That one, if you order any of those items, basically the National Forest, if they get an order, they'll plant a tree. So that's something too to consider.
And I have to say the Solo bags, I've done a couple of orders of the Solo bags. The quality is very, very nice.
Very nice. It's a high-end brand. So for the Shelter to Soldier, that one too, our Perka is our brand for LogoMark, but you have Igloo and you have Work, which those are known brands too. So you're getting good quality regardless of these two. So if you're giving it to there you go. Yep. That's Igloo.
My coffee. This is how I drink my coffee, everybody.
So, I mean, it's not like you're going to get cheap products. I know promotional products they can tend to be a little on the cheap side, but we did not want to do that to these give back programs because we want the good quality behind, and the thought of what the organization is for.
Love that. Love that.
Did you have, and I interrupted you, Brenda. So if you have more items to show, because I went on my shipping tangent, feel free.
I'll just show you just a few more, like maybe two. I'll just show you this one for sure, because this one is one of our popular ones. So it is a tumbler set, so wine and bottle tumbler set. It comes packaged like this. So you get your wine tumblers, you get 2 of them. Very cute. They're kind of like a matte color. It comes in black, white, and this gray. So very cute. And then it comes with also this bottle. And this one, a regular size, like standard wine bottle will fit in here. So that way, if you want to look classy, you don't have to carry that wine bottle around. But I mean, it's a nice little get up in case like they want to do employee appreciation. It comes all in a gift box. I'll show that. So it's all protected. So that's a really popular one that they sell out so quickly.
And does the price include the wine bottle and both little tumblers decorated?
So it'll come decorated for each one. It's going to be just the one pricing. It's all included for one color imprint. So you can do a one color imprint or you can do laser engrave, but laser engrave will cost a little. You'll have your run charges. So there isn't a on top of that. But yes, so if you're having the same logo for all, it's just literally all included in the price, and it's all the same. So that's something nice for sure.
And so this pro sports mom tip, or you pour your wine in there and then you just drink it out of that bottle and you look like you're drinking water at the ballpark.
See, Megan, I like you, Megan. That's exactly what I'm saying. And it looks like you're drinking water. Within your work, there's no judgment. So
that's great.
But yeah, so one, I'll show you just one more. It's one of our newer products that we just got out. We do have also this martini setup with your martini shaker, your strainer. It comes with your tongs, a bottle opener, and it's a nice little get up because everything is stainless steel and it comes in a bamboo set. So that's something nice too that we just started this year. And for this one though, we can only laser engrave on the actual martini glass. Martini shaker. So if you can do it in the front or you can do it on top of the cap.
Well, and a cute idea for this one is if you're doing a custom card in there, you could have the little custom card and put a little recipe.
Yeah, and then we can either stick that somewhere in the box because it does come in a box. So they're all individually wrapped. Individually boxed. So this one and the cheese board that I showed, they all come in a gift box. So you don't even have to worry about that.
Yeah, I mean, you can pair that with the cheese board you showed because both of those are very reasonable price points. And then you have everything you need for a party, like your set.
Yeah. Yep.
Love it.
That's all you need for the holidays.
Yep. Love it. Love it.
So one thing that before we hopped on the call, Brenda was mentioning that I thought was interesting, and maybe you can mention what you were seeing outside your window from where you're located.
Yeah, so to bring up, like, I probably should have mentioned that too. So going back to our production times that we were saying, we are in California, so we're in Southern California. LogoMark is maybe about 10 minutes away from the beach, 10-15 minutes from Newport Beach. And I recently took one of my doggies that they have out there, and you can literally see all the cargo ships just sitting out there in the sea. And it's insane. And I think it's just because they're having a lot of port issues where they can't get to port and, get the cargo ships there to unload everything because of everything that's going on. And that's one of the main issues that I want to bring up too, where LogoMark, we're not having stock issues. There are production times that have been extended, but towards the end of the year, and we do expect this, we feel like there's going to be a shortage in products. So, and a lot of that has to do with the way our cargoes can't get to the port so we can get our goods. So even being as far as 15 minutes away from those ports, we might not be able to get in items on time. So there might be a major shortage, and we feel like that's going to be across the board for the whole industry. Some of them are already experiencing it right now. So yeah, that's another main thing that I do want to bring up. Send in your orders. If there's anything you can get out of what I said today, send your orders to Megan, send your orders to Christina. You don't want to deal with this headache. I think last year it was insane during the holiday season, and we just don't want to do that this year. So definitely get on that.
Can I ask you, so I was talking with a headwear supplier yesterday who was telling us that what they're seeing, the trend that they're seeing now is that there are some really large distributors. So people like Christina and I who are going and buying huge amounts of inventory just to hoard.
Yeah.
So are you seeing that at all?
We have seen that a little bit. We've seen it happen to me, actually. We've seen where sometimes distributors do send in those large orders and they just sit there and we're like, what's going on? Like, is there going to be any update? And they keep prolonging it and prolonging it. And there was an example. What happened to me is that it just went on for like almost 2 months.
Wow.
And like, what's going on? It was a large order. So we're okay with the large orders being sent in, but obviously we want to produce them and send them out. What we didn't like about that is because we also want to give opportunities to the other distributors. What if you guys wanted to get maybe like just 250 of those items, and now we can't because we're completely out of stock because of this one order?
Mm-hmm.
So get a little sneaky. It hasn't happened often, but it does happen. So yeah, we try to be as polite about it as possible. I know I do, just, being on top of it. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? But it's to the point where it's not fair for the other distributors either. So,
well, a lot of suppliers now, what they're doing, and I've experienced it, is they're not holding supply based on an order. They're only giving you the supply once the art has been approved. So you could check stock and then you put your order in. And then if you don't get your artwork approved in time, like quickly, or someone jumps in front of you and gets their artwork approved, sometimes then yes, you'll be out of stock, and then you have to start all over.
Wow, yeah, no. So with LogoMark, no. As soon as you send in the order and we process it, we do allocate the stock. Obviously, it's first come, first serve. So if Megan were to send in an order for 500 and Christina wants an order for 200, but if Christina saw that there was stock, but Megan's order gets in there first, even if Megan, literally, she missed it by one order, Megan's going to get the stock. So sometimes customers do get upset with that, they're like, I checked stock and it was there. Or maybe I talked to you guys and I told you guys there was stock, but now they're not. So yeah, that's something to consider. But no, with LogoMark, you do allocate it. What we try to do is not to keep the orders on hold for more than 2 weeks. We start being pushy, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
If you're back, we're going to have to release it. And then that's when we start hearing back like more of an update, and then they proceed or they don't. So it can go either way, but no, you do allocate the stock as soon as you get the order in, of course, given that there is stock. So just consider that there might be an order before yours that takes the whole stock. But the way I work is that if I see that the stock is less than 1,000, I'm already telling you like it's as low as like 500 pieces, because you can't guarantee it. The stock is live. So if there's more than 1,000, I'm like, oh, you're fine. But if I feel that there is it's way too low. I just don't like, I like to be upfront with my customers. I like to give the worst case scenario, because I've been in shoes. I've been the middleman, and it's not fun going back and forth between your client and the supplier. So that's the reason I think that way. But again, if one of your clients decide to want to order this cheese board and you see that there's stock, the good thing with LogoMark is that we can hold stock for 24 hours. So if you know that you're going to get the order in, just let me know, email me, and I can put that stock on hold for 24 hours for you guys while you're working with your client to get it in. Because obviously some clients take a little bit. They might not send it to you right then and there when we're chatting. So we can at least give you guys like that day cushion to work out with them.
So I just want to do a PSA for like our clients, Megan and myself, our clients. And because Brenda, this has happened for an order with LogoMark that I did with you maybe 2 months ago. We ordered a bunch of coolers. Do you remember? And then they were all out of stock. But when we had checked stock, they were in stock. So long story short is, as a client, when we give you options, and then like if we curate a presentation for you and you're like, I like these 3 items, and then we go back, check stock, check pricing, check production time, and get virtuals, you need to be ready to pull that trigger as soon as we send it to you. Because if you hem and haw for like a week, which happens all the time, which is very normal because you need to get approval from, the executives or whatever. When you come back to me and I check stock, 50% of the time it's now out of stock and we're back to square one because we weren't ready to pull that trigger. So just, and holidays will be like that times 10, I'm sure. So just definitely maybe even select a couple backup items to get, check stock and do all that process with, but be ready to say approved for order as soon as you get that information.
Yeah, especially right now. It hasn't gotten crazy yet for the holidays, but we know it's gonna get like that by next week, because now everyone knows how long the timeline is. So it changes literally hourly. These blankets last year, there was like 1,000, and then literally by the next hour there was only 20. It goes so quickly. And I know with your clients, it's harder for the distributor, I feel like, in my opinion, just because you do have to wait for that PO to get set in, but you're also trying to secure that order. So yeah, it's not like the distributor is being any sort of shadiness towards you guys, like not giving you the full info. It's just because as a supplier, the stock to school, they go quickly, especially on a popular item.
Yeah.
So definitely.
If you think you're the only person looking at that item, like as a client, oh, I love that item. That's my item. There's thousands of other people that are getting presented the same item. And me and Megan were talking yesterday, and I was like, how are holiday orders going for you? Because mine are like, it's a handful of my clients are in the infancy phase of picking items because they're listening to my warnings, but I have not really had any holiday orders. And I'm like, when Brenda's talking about all this, she's like, in about a week, it's going to get crazy. And it really is. And no one seems to be listening to me. Megan kind of seemed to agree that no one was really listening to her on the holiday orders, but
I mean, yeah, we have some holiday orders in, but not like how I thought it was, because, we've been so proactive with it. Like it's October 7th. Like we've been talking about this for going on 4 months now, right? Like literally. And so, yeah, I think that we expected, okay, people are, they're going to jump on this because we're telling them. And it's been slow. It's been kind of slow going with that, with people heeding the warnings, so to speak. And then another thing that we're experiencing too is some people are okay with waiting. They're like, yeah, fine. That's fine. I don't care if I don't get it till next year. No big deal. And I'm like,
well, those are the ones, but sometimes they'll tell you that and they change their mind pretty quickly, where they're like, you know what? No, we actually do need them before Christmas. And that's when it gets a little bit tough. So it's not easy. A lot of people think that it's easy to change a ship date. It really isn't. It's a whole, I'm so happy I don't have to deal with that. That's a whole other thing that we deal with, scheduling how orders go. And a lot of customers think that, like, for example, if you were to send in an order that's just a regular order, but you want to switch it to 24-hour rush, it's so hard to do that. It's not as easy as clicking a button and then, oh, it's going to be 24. Or yeah, well, you know what? Even if it's one day, like it's just one day, we always hear that. It's just one day. Why can't you do it? It's so difficult because there's so many orders that are already booked that day. And it's not as easy for us to be able to just, okay, that's fine. One day it's fine. Sometimes you do get lucky and we are able to do it, but it's much more complicated than that, especially right now with the way labor is. We're so short staffed. Production is working overtime to get these orders out, and yeah, it's tough. It's tough seeing.
I love that you're making that point because sometimes you do think like it's just one day, like it's just one day. And that's our clients are saying to us, it's just one day. So instead of Monday, I need it Friday. Like it's just one extra, like not a big deal. So understanding your side of it, where that means that you're having to move 150 other orders and rearrange things, like that's not something that is easily or quickly done.
Yeah, it's not. It's crazy.
And then Brenda also said before we hopped on recording the call, she basically said, if you don't have your orders in by the end of October, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is what it is. You'll just get it until the new year. And some customers are okay with that, where they just extend it because they know what's going on. But there are some of your clients that might not want that. And you definitely need to get those orders in. I cannot emphasize, and I'm sure with the other suppliers that you guys are going to have by this month, they're all going to say that.
I've already had a lot of suppliers pretty much echo what you said, which is about a 20-day production time. And I just want to point out, when Brenda's like, you have to get your order in. So it's October 7th. Let's say you contact us tomorrow. You watch the show, you contact us tomorrow. We get you ideas next Monday, which will be the 11th, I think, or something. And then you take a couple days to pick the item. Then we finally get the order in by next Friday, a week. I mean, you think you're doing pretty good. That's the 15th, the middle of the month. Then it takes 5 days to process the order and get your art approval. So your production time is actually going to be starting towards the end of October. You're already there. So really, you need to start now, unless you know exactly what you want and we're ready to place the order tomorrow. I mean, it's a process.
I think what people tend to forget too is that we're closed on the holidays too. So you're technically, you have less days. And then again, Veterans Day is coming. I think we close that day. Some people close for, I think it's for Columbus Day coming up or something.
Columbus, yeah.
Some people close for that. And end of the year, those last 2 weeks, we only have, I think, like 2, 3, it feels like only like 2-3 days to work with, because we're closed 24, 25. Sometimes it might lead to we close the 26th. And then of course you have New Year's. So you don't have a lot of time. You think you do because you're thinking, oh, it's 2 months, but it's not. You actually have less.
And you forgot Thanksgiving in there too. Like that. Yeah. So
Thanksgiving, that's another 2 days that we're closed. And you need to get those orders in.
Which also then just backs up UPS and FedEx.
Yeah.
They're not delivering on those days either. So
they're not closed. I think they are closed on Thanksgiving and the following day. So then we have to work out with them too. So even if we were to send in, say, we ship out your order the day before Thanksgiving, and you need it by, say, Monday, Idaho, are you? Might be 3. So if
I think
you're
it's 3.
I think it is 3. So if you're thinking, okay, maybe you're not counting Thanksgiving, but you're going to count Friday as a day. No, it's not a day. So you already lost 2 days there in transit. So now you're not going to get your order until the following week. And what I've noticed, and just to be very transparent on this, is that sometimes those orders that ship during those holidays, they tend to get lost with UPS or FedEx. That's always the number one call we get. Why is our tracking not working? Why? I'll let you know why. because I've worked with FedEx and UPS trying to figure out where my orders are for my clients, is that sometimes they get so many orders. It's not that the transit time is not working, because you will see that your tracking isn't working. It's because they literally have your packages in a trailer until they can finally get to the back of that trailer to get your boxes to start the transit. So it's sometimes it might seem like it's lost, but no, it's because they're holding it. And worst case scenario, they do lose it. And now you're completely, out of an order. We might not be able to get it out on time to your client if you needed it by a certain date to do a redo. That's a whole mess that you guys don't want to deal with when it comes to packages being lost or packages being delayed. And that's literally something to consider. And unfortunately, it's out of our hands. It's out of Megan's. It's out of Christina's hands. We have nothing to do with it. And customers tend to forget that. They're like, well, can you get on them? Can you get on them? We are on them, but I feel like the callers, whoever is on the call center, they can only do so much to put some notes in there, like what's going on with the order.
And that's like one more thing that Brenda's saying, how there's so many people involved in an order, whether it's FedEx, UPS, Megan, Christina, Brenda, the supply, just so many pieces. And like Megan and I have said this in a show before, one thing that I really try to remind myself is we're people, be kind. This is a promotional product to say thank you to someone or recognize someone. And if it's late, but they're still going to get it, and be kind to each other, because we're all going through this together.
That's right.
Especially right now, I think globally we're all going through this together. What's been going on the past 2 years. So definitely be kind. Like how Christina said, it's something like a thank you gift. I think whoever's getting that thank you gift, they're going to appreciate that they're still getting the gift. So just, if there's anything that I can say, is just be easy also on your distributors, because again, they working with us, they're working with you guys, they're working on the side, trying to get everything in. So just I love that. Just be kind to your distributors, to your suppliers, be kind to your clients. Just, we all need to be a little bit patient. And if you drop the ball and order it late, I mean, there's only so much we can do. We don't want to make you guys unhappy either. That's never been about it. Even with me, I get upset if something goes wrong with your orders. For example, Christina, with your cooler, I mean, I love you. I'm not even saying this. You and Megan are like literally one of my favorite distributors to work with, because you guys are considerate. You guys care about your clients, and you guys know the real deal. You know what you're working with. And, I get upset when something goes wrong with one of your orders. So just be kind to your distributors. Just get in touch with Christina and Megan. Push for those orders. We understand that sometimes with executives, it takes a little bit of time, but I mean, we work with what we can have. So.
Okay, so that's a great note to kind of wrap it up on. And Brenda's going to be our new co-host. So she's doing a great job advocating. I love it. It's perfect. So Brenda, okay, I have a question for you though. And usually Christine is the one asking questions, but I have a question for you. What's the favorite project, distributor or supplier side, whichever side you've been on, that you've ever done?
Like a project for an order? Mm-hmm. So one of my favorite projects, honestly, it was one of our shelter to soldier orders that I have. So I'm a fur mama. So I have my 2 German shepherds, and for this particular order, it wasn't even large. I'm the type of person that obviously if it's in large order, it's great, but I don't mind as little as a $200 order. So, and this order wasn't even that large, but just the fact that we were managed to get this order out on time, I believe it was backpacks for veterans, just to see like and they were quadriplegic. So they were with their dogs there, and they had their work backpacks. They sent me those pictures, and it's just, I don't know, especially with the couple of years that we've been having, sometimes it's hard to forget, and you need a reminder of how humble you should be. And so when I get those type of like, those orders that are just, they mean something, those are the ones that kind of mean more to me. So in that case, for that, yeah, just seeing them all, even if it's literally just a backpack, I don't know, it just brought like tears to my eyes, and seeing all those puppies too. So that was a project that I loved working on. And I think I did that maybe a couple of months ago, and it wasn't even a large order. I've had large orders, and I mean, obviously it's good. It's good that we get the large orders, but again, I see more of the quality of what the order is meant for than the quantity.
You got the feel good factor. You got all the warm and fuzzies, which is what it's supposed to all be about. I mean, that's what we're all supposed to be creating.
Right? Yeah, it's so great. But or even like you guys, like you guys giving me like the shout out before on your IG live. Like I was like, oh my God, I haven't had that. Like I just appreciate it. Like I'm that type of person I'm very easily to, to please. I'm like, so long anyone does anything kind or even like a little shout out like that, I get very happy.
Her love language is words of appreciation, and mine is too. So I get it.
I don't need anything extra, but no, you guys are doing a great job though, by the way. Good job.
Thank you for that. We appreciate you and all the help and support that you've given. Truly.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yep.
Okay, until next week.
Yep.
We will see you next week. Thank you, Brenda. And yep, we'll be posting this and
get your orders in.
Yeah,
get your orders in.
Bye.